Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 75. It's Iliya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my YouTube channel. As you know, in this video we're gonna have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what opportunities did we have, and what can we potentially expect for the upcoming week. The elections are over, so me and my team resumed our trading activities this week. But surprisingly, actually, we didn't have any gaps. We didn't have any huge movements as I expected, and the market was rather slow. My main tradings were done on Tuesday, so I took quite a few trades then. Then we have on Wednesday Canadian and US holiday, so the market didn't move at all. And then I took a trade on Thursday as well, which actually covered the little loss that I had from Tuesday. And then on Friday, I usually don't trade. So it's been a profitable week for me. To be precise, 2.5%, nothing major, but again, I'm super transparent. Why should I say that I made 25% this week? Just to sound flashy, because this is trading. If you can make like 3, 4, 5% a week, then for the month, if you can nail 20%, that is beautiful. All right. So if you're new to the channel, it's all about trading. I share weekly analysis every Saturday. I share educational content, and psychological content is more about to come. I'm gonna start sharing more because I was busy with other stuff these weeks, but right now I'm free. And make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell in order not to miss those videos when they are out. And if you already did, let's see what do we have for this week. Alright, as always, starting with the DXY to have a look what the dollar did this week and what we can potentially expect for it. So you can see that the previous week we had a strong bearish engulfing candle, potentially indicating that we might continue to push to the downside. But you can see the market opened, pushed a little bit into the highs, around 50% of the range of the engulfing candle, and then retraced a little bit possibly at the end of the week. So not entirely clear bias, it's overall to the downside. You can see the last 5 days of price action. So we opened right here with a very slight gap to the upside. We created a bearish candle right here, then a bullish one, then consolidation, and then we just like lingered around that area where the EMA is sitting, and you can see how nicely the EMA is resisting price. And we actually created a little bit of a evening star formation. So I would actually expect the market to continue down. So if you have a look at this low right here, potentially we might create a lower low and come and tap this area because the market missed it actually. So dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, which is my main time frame. So what did we have right here? You can see the gap. Then we had a strong move on Monday. So this is probably the move. Then the market started to consolidate a little bit, okay, and then we had another push into the highs. So I was expected the market to fulfill this region right here, this candle. It actually did to perfection, and then it started to consolidate. And then what I spotted is that if you really zoom in, so you're going to see that the market pushed into the highs, pulled back. This is a higher low. So after this, you should expect a higher high. However, the market tries to push, fails, and a strong bearish engulfing candle comes and breaks the most recent structure. And then the next day we had that pullback right here, and then on Friday we created a lower low exactly as expected. All right, so if I am to analyze right now, and you can see that currently we are trading to the downside. Where is your major structure? It's right here. So this is the last time that the market formed a lower high. Right now we're sitting at a lower low. So what I will be expecting is the market to pull back potentially a little bit into this structure that was broken right now, and to potentially start carrying on to the downside. Be careful of this level right here, because this is a strong support and resistance or supply and demand area that the market can potentially find support from. But this support is going to serve us as for a potential like, the market has to find support right here in order to pull back for a lower high formation. And then potentially if this level breaks, then I'm going to expect further downside. All right. So bearish bias on the dollar, not entirely sure yet. Let's see how Monday opens, and then we're going to adjust. So stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram as well. Euro USD weekly time frame, perfect opposite correlation to the DXY. We had a beautiful bullish engulfing candle indicating that we potentially can continue into the highs, but the market created a little gap to the upside, pushed all the way down right here around 50% of the range, found support, and then we drew from that area. And actually the body closed more than 50% of the range. So this kind of indicates that we are going up and that the overall sentiment was bullish. And as you can see from the daily time frame, we have created a very nice higher low formation right here. So we had this nice push into the highs with a higher high. We see you broke the structure, then we pull back, rejection, and potentially for the next week we can expect some sort of a continuation, the market to create a higher high. And being bearish on the dollar as well, this serves us as pretty nice confidence as well. So there was one trade that I took on Euro USD, which was exactly from right here, and it was more like a reversal trade, a manipulation trade. It's something that I currently trade and learn, actually, I should say. So the market opened right here with a little bit of a spike into the highs on New York Open. Then we strongly push into the lows, and then we consolidate for a little bit. So there was a short opportunity right here, which we didn't take. Me and my team did not take this short right here to the downside, but then the market strongly fell into that area, and I was focused on this level right here on the hourly time frame, this one, because this is where the market strongly reversed and then strongly went back. So this area hasn't been retested, and the market came exactly right here into 17,500. So have a look, key round number. And as you can see, what was tricky right here is that the market strongly fell right here, but then it withdrew from that area. And I always say, don't rush to get into the lows, wait for the market to pull back and to show you the signs that it wants to reverse. And I was using this right here, this bearish candle that formed before the move to the upside, and then I entered on the 15-minute based on Fibonacci and just trusting this analysis. If I just pull a fib from the high to the low, you can see a perfect 61.8%. So I entered actually a very beautiful entry. It was right here. My stop loss was just below that low. And then I target a 1 to 3, which was around these areas right here, because this is the time, this is the level that the market reversed strongly. So I was expecting that the market is going to find some resistance. And this was my trade actually for a 1 to 3. That made me 3%, and I risked 0.5 on EURCAD. So I finished with 2.5%, as I said in the beginning. So this was the only trade on Euro USD. Then it started to consolidate. I was looking for a re-entry actually the next day. I was looking for the market to spike down again to create some sort of structure, but it was just lingering around in the consolidation, pushed up, pushed down, and then it started to carry on to the upside, but nothing too major. So this was Euro USD. Very, very, very nice and satisfying trade to take. So I do expect the market to reach in around this area, because this is a strong supply and demand area that has to be filled. So definitely I would expect further bullishness on Euro USD. Where is my last higher low? Where we can see that on the full hourly, we had this break right here, a retest into the previous structure. So this turns into a higher low. So what I'm going to be waiting for is for some sort of an entry signal. So is the market going to pull back right here to form a few rejections and a higher low in order to take the market up? Or is it just going to start pushing into the highs, creating a higher high? I don't expect this. I would really love actually to see a pullback. So if any pullback happens, I will be looking for longs on Euro USD. If the market just doesn't plummet to the downside, breaks the structure and starts to reverse. All right, so Euro USD long bias. I'm just waiting for Monday to pass for some new structure to form, and then I'm gonna strike on Tuesday. Euro JPY weekly time frame, very boring price action this week. So you can see that we had a huge move to the upside, but this actually happened at the beginning of the week, and then the market withdrew all the way down. Actually, again, the body closing 50% below the whole candles range, which kind of indicates more sellers than buyers. But we saw that we're bullish on the euro, so this one will find it difficult to push up because it's probably influenced by USD JPY. So as you can see, this week stopped out the people that were short from right here potentially, and then the market started to pull back to the downside. You see 4 days of decline after Monday's huge push to the upside, and this is actually it. I don't know how you can get long on Monday open and catch this move, because there was no structure. The market just started to push up, and then we had this pullback. So potentially I think we actually tried to get on a long right here, because the market pulled back, formed some rejections, and when you go to the hourly time frame, you have some rejections right here as well. And I definitely think I didn't take this one, but there was an opportunity on EJ. So if I just zoom in a little bit, yeah, here it is right here. So once we had the spike to the downside, the market breaks above, breaks the structure, comes back for a retest at the EMA. And actually I took AJ and UJ, and both were break even, and Euro JPY was the same. We pushed up, pull back, push up again, back, push up again, back. So yeah, it just couldn't move to the upside. And this was the only trade that I believe one of my members took. And then the market just started to like create a little bit of a lower low, push back up, push back down, and nothing interesting. So when you just have a look at this market, guys, what is it doing? To most of you, it will look like a flag formation. So you see this strong push to the upside, and this is the correction. This can probably be the case. But before this market moves, I would expect some sort of a sharp manipulation to the downside. Maybe the market can come up to retest this area right here. Who knows? But I will just be monitoring. If I am to take any longs, I want to see a break of market structure. All right. So this is my last lower high that the market rejected. And if I want to take a long, then I would much prefer to wait for this setup rather than trying to speculate at the bottom if the market is going to reverse. Because currently it's perfectly bearish and there are zero signs that the market is going up. All right, so EURJPY slightly bit like consolidative, confusing a little bit. So I'm waiting for Monday to play out for some new price action and for some new sentiment to get introduced into the market. And then potentially I'm gonna strike on this pair. I have no bias right now. I'm just waiting for the market to shift. Euro Aussie, two beautiful short setups on this pair this week that I did not take, unfortunately, but let me show you. So on the weekly time frame, we don't have anything much. The market opened with a gap to the downside, filled the gap immediately, and then pushed all the way down. And right now it's withdrawing more than 50% again, meaning that buyers are stepping in, and we actually have market structure shift on the lower time frames. So daily time frame, nothing much to pay attention to. So right, we tapped into those lows, so probably there is a lot of support sitting right here. A strong bullish engulfing candle on Thursday, and then Friday giving us a little bit of a pullback because it probably found resistance from the EMA. But actually right now I expect bullishness on this pair. But have a look. So this opportunity was called during the previous volume of the weekly outlook. We had a break in the retest right here, and the second opportunity was from right here that developed a little bit later in the day. So yeah, as you can see, we had I marked this structure right here previously. The market gapped, filled the gap, broke the structure, retested, so you get your entry right here. The market flushes to the downside. Then we have a little bit of a consolidation. The market flushes down, then it came all the way up, and this is manipulation. It was clear that it was manipulation to stop all the people that were already short from right here. And then we have this little introduction of sellers and then this pullback. That happened around 7 o'clock my time, and I wasn't looking at the charts by that time. Have a look at the manipulation above. Break of market structure. Here's your break right here, and then the market perfectly pulls back into the EMA. Kind of broke a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It tapped into that area, and as you can see, this is 7:30 my time. London has already closed and New York is about to close as well, so I'm not trading by that time. But this would have been a beautiful entry. Then the market consolidates a little bit but does not go to the entry, and then we flush to the downside for a beautiful lower low. So two opportunities on Euro Aussie. Make sure to go to your charts, study how you could have entered them. This is what I do every week. Just reflect on the charts and see, okay, I missed this one, how could have entered, but this one would have been beautiful right here. So right now the market, after creating a lower low, we had a nice bullish introduction, actually breaking this level that we took shorts from. And right now, actually expecting on Friday, when I was doing my daily analysis for my team, I said, okay, the market created a high. I expect a pullback, but this is gonna be traded next week. As you can see on Friday, we had a beautiful pullback. So right now, guys, all we have to do is wait for some sort of a support. All right, so this is our average area right here. I'm gonna be waiting for some bullish candles, for some rejections as well. We don't have anything yet, and I would really appreciate a nice wick on the 4 hourly time frame, and then potentially I'm gonna start looking for longs to the upside, breaking this structure. This structure, we have a lot of resistance on the left. Here as well, but potentially this one is gonna start climbing to the upside and filling this whole daily push to the downside. Yes, all right. So bullish bias on Euro Aussie, just waiting for the confirmations right here, and then we can go to the upside. And the loss that I had on Tuesday was on EURCAD. So let me show you guys. Right here we had a strong move to the downside, as you can see on the weekly, and we actually closed bullish. So this is pretty significant. So we definitely had a little bit of a spike to the downside, and then the market reversed all the way up. And this actually happened on Monday. Have a look. Strong bearish engulfing candle, and then where I tried to get a short is around right here, because I believe that the market is gonna go down, but nope, this was not the case. So my trade was taken around these areas after we had the strong move to the downside. That was actually manipulation to stop to get the people below those lows, and potentially tapped into some level on the left, but I don't go too much on the left. But there was this sort of level right here that was tapped, and I actually took my trade from the hourly time frame. So have a look. We had a beautiful push to the downside. Then the market starts to correct, and by the time I was on my charts, this bearish engulfing candle formed. All right. And then I went to the 50-minute time frame, and to be honest guys, I went a little bit FOMO on this one. So the market consolidated for a little bit, as you can see right here, created a triple top, and I said, okay, this kind of looks good. And then we had this break, and then we had this retest. So it wasn't perfect. I usually don't take trades like this, but I was like eager to trade because I haven't taken a trade the previous week, and I was like, all right, let's go. Fortunately enough for me, I took a 0.5% risk, because it wasn't like a beautiful trade, and the first one as well. I usually don't go all in on my first trades. So my entry was right here, stop loss above, and then I was just targeting like a little 1 to 3, I would say, or just, yeah, a little bit. I wasn't targeting a lower low because I did not expect it to happen. The market tries to push down, and then stops me out. Have a look, 9 o'clock, London open, manipulation, beautiful manipulation above, and then guess what? The market flushed. But again, it pulled back, then it tried to push again, pull back, so it didn't push to the downside. So this pair was not meant to go down, and then we end up creating some fancy structures right here, like consolidation, push down, push back up, and then actually the market showed us what it wanted to do, and it strongly pushed into the upside. So this was my loss, and I took a few break-even trades on Tuesday as well that I'm gonna show you right now. But what I would expect on EURCAD right now, after seeing this huge move to the upside, it's definitely clear that the euro is strong. So what I'm gonna wait for is for some sort of a pullback, higher low formation, and then I'm gonna take it again to the upside. Alright, let's have a look at the Aussies. Very boring pairs. As you can see on the weekly time frame on AU, we just have a little indecision candle right here indicating that the market did not do anything, and this was actually the case. As you can see, market opens right here, wick, doji, bearish engulfing candle, and a pullback right now. So what is this market going to do? We have potentially this daily area to be retested, so potentially we can have a move to the downside for the retest, higher low formation, and then we can head up, because overall I do think this one is gonna go up. But you can see this week we just had this spike to the upside, consolidation, nothing much. Then we broke to the downside, and right now it looks like a retest. So what I want to figure out on this pair, guys, is this a retest in order to go down, or was this the higher low formation so the market can go up? So this is why I will just wait for Monday to play out. I'm gonna wait to see what the market is gonna do. If it potentially shows me some rejections right here, there could definitely be a short. But what I want to figure out is if this market is gonna push to the downside in around those areas right here. If this happens, then it will be perfect, because we can capitalize on a few shorts, and then we can go with the higher time frame analysis. This will be a daily higher low, and then we can start heading to the upside. All right, so AUD, be careful, don't just go short on market open, because this could have been the manipulation below the lows right here to create the higher low actually, and then potentially we can go up. I get the feeling that we might push another to create another push to the downside, but let's not marry a trade, and let's just see what price action tells us, and then we're gonna act accordingly. All right, so expecting short-term bearishness, and as you can see, AJ, this was a little bit stronger, so we had a strong push into the highs, but then the market withdrew around 50% of the whole candle range. So this means rejection. And as you can see, we had a strong move into the upside, and this was influenced by the strength of the DXY and USD/JPY as well. So, and then we consolidate for 2 days, then a strong bearish engulfing candle, and then an indecision. So again, we have to figure out what this market wants to do. I do expect this level right here to get tapped. This little candle that creates some sort of supply and demand. So definitely the short. So I called the short on my team. When I was doing the data analysis for Friday, we had this push, then the market pulled back beautifully right here into the EMA. So you could have taken a short around these areas, but like we sit right now, break even. So again, I do expect another run into the lows. And if this market runs into this area right here, which is 75,500, then I'm gonna start adjusting for longs. All right. So not sure if the market is gonna provide any shorts. A short opportunity can be provided in the form of pullback into the major area. in order to create a double top right here, and then you can have your break and retest on the 15-minute into this area. So make sure, guys, maximum take profits around 75,600 because the market can start reversing from here. All right. So also JPY having a shorter term sell bias, and then potentially we can start taking it to the upside. Hence why stay tuned for my Tuesday analysis to see how the market developed up until then. Next on the list are the NZDs, starting from a new weekly time frame. So we can see the market started very bullishly, and then we retraced again more than 50% of the candle range. So actually the structure on this one was pretty tricky on the full hourly time frame. But looking at the higher time frames, the market is currently creating major highs. It's breaking above this high, it's breaking above this high, and it's tapping around these highs right here. So I would definitely expect some sort of a withdrawal from those areas. And as you can see from the daily time frame, we have this huge move to the upside without a single bearish candle. So when you see this, we can definitely expect some sort of a pullback, and I would expect actually a deeper pullback, potentially even to retest these areas right here. All right, so going to the 4-hourly time frame, the market wasn't that clear, and I hope you would agree. Like, we started with a gap, like bullish, consolidation. What mattered to me is that the market still remained bullish. It didn't break any higher lows, it didn't create any lower lows, so it was consolidated and created this huge move to the upside. And then again, potential higher low, the market tries to push, fails, consolidates a little bit, and then breaks below. So this is our first break of structure, and this is pretty significant because we broke below this structure, and right now we're coming back for a retest. So actually there is a short opportunity pending right here. And then I would expect like a longer term targets to come and retest this area, because this area hasn't been retested. And this is around 0.67 to 0.67 200s. So I do expect this area to be reached. So let's see, guys, let's wait for a little bit of a confirmation around these areas. It's too early yet. It's Saturday. So yeah, we don't trade on the weekends, but let's wait Monday to play out. Let's see what Monday will tell us. And then potentially I definitely expect this one to start rolling to the downside. And similarly, actually NZD JPY, what I spotted on this one is this little gap on the weekly time frame. So have a look, this gap wasn't filled, and then this candle actually filled the gap with a strong move to the upside, actually stopping out all the people right here. Have a look at this double top. We had a nice spike above, and this is very nice. Have a look at the strength of that spike, and then we see the immediate reaction from that area after filling that gap right here. So I definitely expect some sort of a retracement on this one and actually some sort of a reversal, I should say. And as you can see, so what the market did, we started with a strong move to the upside, then we consolidated, then another strong move to the upside, then we consolidated, and right now this is our first break of structure that actually closed below this higher low. So what I would expect on this market is some sort of a pullback. So let's see, the market can definitely pull back into the EMA. We already have a little bit of a resistance formed right here, so we can have a double top on the hourly time frame, but definitely I am sell biased on the NZDs. Let's have a look, waiting for some pullback, and then I'm gonna start striking it to the downside. All right, so the pullback can come in any form. It can come into those wicks, it can come a little bit higher into this candle right here, it can come into a Fibonacci level. I have all my rules that tell me when the pullback is over, but I'm not gonna show you in this video. So let's just wait for the pullback, and then we can potentially take both NZDs to the downside. All right, let's have a look at some USDs. USD JPY is the first one, weekly time frame. So we had a strong move into the highs and then a withdrawal again from the highs. You can see how the EMA is just acting as resistance, and there is not a single candle that has closed above. So if we see a weekly break above the 14 EMA, then we can definitely expect some sort of a reversal. But you can see on the daily time frame, we had this Monday push. Again, very strong move to the upside, and then the market just consolidated for 3 days and actually showed us some bearishness on Friday, which was probably profit taking after this huge move into the highs. The market tapped into a very strong level on the left. This right here, I was looking, oops, what did I do? I was looking for this area to get tapped. Tap first, consolidation. But have a look, guys, a little tip from me. Just wait for a structure to be broken. So we have this higher low right here. Okay. We have this one. This is not breaking the previous one. So we have this right now. Then the market creates actually higher high, and then it creates this higher low. So we still don't have a break. But then what the market does is it breaks this one and this one. And then I actually mark this level right here as my level that I will be looking for a retest. Beautiful test of both EMA and the structure, and then we go down. So there was a beautiful short opportunity on Friday. that I didn't take because I'm not monitoring the market too much on Friday. But have a look, you have a beautiful pullback, bearish engulfing candle, 50% of the bearish engulfing candle, and you have your entry on the 15-minute, which is exactly right here. And this would have been massive, man. But again, sometimes I regret not trading on Mondays and not trading on Fridays, but it's part of my rules, so I stick to them. All right. So I hope this built a little picture for you of what happened on USD/JPY. Right now we have our higher low formed. Lower high. We have a beautiful lower low to the downside. So what we have to wait for right now is for some sort of a pullback. All right, again, lower high formation, and then we continue to the downside. The market can come all the way down because have a look at this bullish push. So the market has to fill that move. So if you have this strong move to the upside, then you're potentially gonna have a little bit of a move to the downside, and then the reversal will happen. All right. So let's wait for this one. I don't want to drop any levels because the level could be anywhere. Potentially we can expect around these areas, 103.800 and around 103.500. The market can pull back into. You can of course drop your FIP. And as you can see, we haven't tapped the 50% yet. So we can definitely expect 61.8, 705, and last resort 78.6, which is staying around these areas. All right. But shorter term, I'm waiting for a pullback on USD/JPY and then some shorts. USD/CAD weekly time frame. So this pair was pretty confusing to me, although I knew it was going up, because let me bring something to your attention. Have a look at this low right here. This is a strong monthly low, I would say, where the market strongly moved into the highs, and then we had all this period of the market filling that whole range. Have a look where the market went, exactly below right here, almost came close to 1.29. I was more focused on 1.30, but actually the market fell strongly below, almost to 1.29. And have a look, so on Monday we had that manipulation, and then the market started to climb to the upside. So that was clear to me that it was going up. However, have a look on the 4-hourly time frame. So we have like a little bit of a consolidation right here. Then the market pushes again, consolidates, wicks. It kept climbing up, but I couldn't get a trade on this one. Like on the hourly time frame, yes, we had like some sort of pushes, pullback, consolidations, push, pullback, and yeah, I just couldn't get a trade on this one, which I regret, but it is what it is. We have to follow the rules. So right now, although from a daily time frame, you can see we have a strong move to the downside and a pullback. So there could be definitely some shorts incoming, and if there are some shorts, then I'm going to be waiting for market structure shift again. And yeah, so you can see we have this high, and most recently we had this low. So there is a very tight range to work on USD/CAD. So I'm definitely going to give it some time, because we can definitely have something like this potentially, and the market might go down again. Which I don't expect after this fake on a very like longer term perspective. So but definitely if the market pulls back, so potentially we can expect a pullback around these areas right here on this bearish candle. That is a higher low, but there are no clear higher lows formed yet on USD/CAD. This is why I did not get a trade. All right, so I'm just gonna allow this market to develop a little bit, to pull back, to potentially form some support around these areas, and then I'm gonna take it to the upside. But right now it's a little bit too early. The market is showing us some reversal signs, and even if this area breaks, comes back for a retest, I will still be mindful and just focus, guys, on this fake right here that is potentially getting institution into the long side. All right, so USD/CAD still a little bit tricky, waiting for it to develop. Potentially Monday will show us some clear price action, and then we can start striking on Tuesday. USD/SWC weekly time frame. So we had a pretty bullish week, as you can see right here, and the market then found resistance from the top. This price action was similar to the one of UJ, because we had a strong move into the highs, and then the market consolidated for 3 days. So I was trying to figure out, okay, is this creating higher lows, or is this trying to reverse? And as you can see, we were tapping into some major areas on the left. But again, guys, very similar. So we had this higher low right here that I didn't get in. And then we had this one that was actually beautiful for an entry. We went for high. I actually had a member of the community taking a loan from here and writing it into the highs, into our take profit areas. It was a beautiful trade. So if I show you like this, 27% extension hit to the pip. And then the market withdrew and created a double bottom. So up until this point, I was again, okay, is the market going up or down? And then actually on Friday, we had this move to the downside, finally breaking the structure. So no trades were taken from me. This was the only long setup right here that could have been taken. Right now, the market, the last structure is right here. The market is breaking below. And again, similarly to UJ, we might be going down to fill this whole move into the highs. So any form of price action can occur right here, push, pullback, and then potentially we're gonna stop around somewhere around these areas. But again, guys, just make sure to flow with the market. Don't just drop a supportive level and expect the market to reverse from there, because the market is always gonna show you when it's ready to reverse. As on this occasion, this was not the reversal. Push, pullback. This is not a reversal. Push, no reversal yet. Equal higher low. And then potentially what I expect after this is a head and shoulders, which kind of happened right here with this wick, but it was not that clear. And then we have the reversal. So right now on USD Swiss franc, waiting for some sort of a pullback again, lower high formation, and then the market is going to show us where it wants to go. All right. So short bias on USD Swiss franc. Let's wait for the lower high. Alright, let's have a look at the GBPs, as always starting from GU. So what do we have right here is a strong move into the highs, and then the market withdrew all the way down, closing with like a pin bar candle. So this is signifying a lot of selling pressure. Alright, dropping to the daily time frame, we started again with a strong bullishness. No, sorry, this was the previous week. So we start right here with an indecision, and then the market strongly pushes into the highs, and then we have 2 days of a withdrawal, and then Friday we have a little bit of a pullback, still staying above the 14 EMA. So again, we still have to figure out, is this going up or is this going down? So the price action was pretty choppy right here. I did not take any trades on the GBPs this week. So as you can see, we opened consolidation, then we push into the highs. Again, consolidation, and what I was focused on is this higher low again, guys. So have a look, the market broke below and came back for a retest. So there was a short right here, but as far as I'm aware, yeah, exactly, this happened during Asia. So as you can see, midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, this is Asian time, but we clearly broke below this structure. We came back for a retest, and then the market rose to the downside. So potentially during London, you can be looking for a trades right here, which was, guess what, another break and a retest. But then again, on the 15-minute, the market was rather yeah, you can see up, down, consolidation. There was not the entry criteria that I expected. So this week I could not get into a trade on GU. So right now, what I want to figure out is this going up or is this going down? Currently, my last structure is right here. This is my last lower high formation that the market ran away from, and right now it is coming again. So there is actually a short opportunity pending right here because it looks like a beautiful lower high formation. So let's see if the market is gonna start creating some more rejections right here and potentially some break of structure either on the hourly time frame or in the 15-minute. Currently, you see that everything is pointing to the upside. There is zero signs that the market is going down. So potentially, if we have even a break of this hourly level, or if we have a break on the 15-minute level, which is a little bit low probability, then I'm gonna start taking shorts. And potentially for targets, the market can reach into the lows right here and maybe even below right here. So my key thing that I'm going to be waiting for is Monday to see if the market is actually going to reject and go down, or if the market is just going to pull back and then start pumping into the highs. All right. So GU kind of 50-50 right now. I'm more kind of inclined to the short side, but definitely I'm going to leave it some more time. And as you can see, GJ actually was more bearish. We started again with a strong move into the upside, which was influenced by USD JPY, and then the market withdrew around 50% of the whole weekly candle. Then daily time frame, again, we have a strong move into the highs, and right now we're having the pullback. So from a daily time frame, guys, it looks like a beautiful long, right? We have a break and a retest of that area, and this is true. However, the full hourly time frame is down right now. So yes, we're having some sort of a support, but it's not ready. So again, this is a key area to be mindful of, to see if this is a lower high or if this is a higher low. All right, so we have again a tight range to work with. As for opportunities, I did not get any because it wasn't possible. So you see a huge move, then a little bit of a pullback potentially right here, but this was again Asian trade. Then we push into the highs, consolidation, and then the market starts to roll to the downside, actually breaking below the structure and coming back to retest it to perfection. All right, so I would actually expect the market to retest around these areas because this is a huge move that hasn't been traded to. So I would expect the market to create another move into this liquidity area and then to reverse. But in order to do this, then I would wait for some sort of bearishness. All right, either breaking the retest of that area, or maybe the market to come into the major high to create a double top on the hourly time frame, and then to show me a break and retest on the 15 minutes. Right, so if I illustrate this one, the market can come around right here, give me some rejections, and then the 15-minute can start to create bearish structure, and then we can start going down. All right, so it's pretty tricky moment right now for both GBPs, so let's give it some time and let's wait to see what Monday will have for us. But I'm kind of more inclined on the sell side on both pairs. GA, interesting, because I was expecting long after this push to the downside, which actually happened, but this one is overall consolidating. So on Monday we had the fake to the downside, beautiful, stop losses were taken out, strong move into the highs, and then we expect a pullback for a continuation up. And I was more focused, let me show you guys. So we had these lows, so have a look, this low, and this low, and I was expecting the market to break them and reverse. But the market actually, I had my friend Devet who tried to get in from right here. The market tries to push, went a little bit further, tries to push again and went even further. And if you just zoom out a little bit on the left, you're gonna see this low. Oops, let me see. Come on, man, this low. And if I draw it on the right, have a look, guys, perfection. It just went below this low and then it reversed. But we didn't take a trade on this one. And right now, actually, the market structure, it's kind of, yeah, tricky. I hope you would agree, because I don't have much structure to work with. So I'm gonna take an average right here of this lower high. It's we formed this structure right here, which could be a high low. So I just want to see where this market wants to go, and the highest probability for me will be a break, retest, and a continuation of this area. If the market goes down to make a double bottom, then I would wait for some sort of a reversal signs right here at the bottom. But this one is definitely gonna take some time before creating an opportunity, because right now it's in the middle right here. The hourly time frame is not entirely clear what it wants to do. So guys, let's give GA some time, and then we potentially can strike it either on Tuesday or Wednesday. And Euro GBP, a pair that I really don't like. So we opened bearish, very little pullback, bearish again, pullback, so potentially shorts right here. Then we move into the lows, and if you scroll on the left again, have a look, we have a major September low right here. The market tapped, actually went exactly below that low, and then we reversed all the way up. So this was pretty beautiful to see. Right now we have a strong move into the upside, and right now we are correcting. So what I'm gonna wait for, guys, is just for a simple support in around those areas. So if I look at structure, so the market can potentially come around this area, it will be good. But I'm waiting for a full hourly rejection right now around these areas in order for the market to go up, and I'm gonna wait for some sort of a support. So if I drop to the hourly time frame, everything is pointing to the downside. So what I'm gonna wait for is for some rejections, for some buyers to come in, and then the 15-minute to break and retest, and then we can start going up. All right, so this is my bias on the GBPs. Looking for shorts on the GBPs, GU and GJ, and Euro GBP is pretty good that it looks like longs. Just waiting to see some sort of a support, and then potentially I'm gonna take it to the upside. All right, so those are the GBPs, and I hope you got something valuable from this. Let's have a quick look on gold. So as you can see, we had a pretty bearish week right here. The market just flushed to the downside all of a sudden, and this was influenced by the dollar again, and then we created a little bit of a consolidation. So I want you to focus on this lows that weren't broken. So if the market is gonna go up, it's gonna fake below those lows, and then it's potentially gonna go up. So make sure to be careful of this one. As you can see, 9th of November, Monday, huge move to the downside. And then we consolidated for 3 days, and then we have a little bit of a bullishness. All right, so if I drop to the hourly time frame, we could have taken shorts. I was actually calling shorts, but I didn't take any just because I don't like trading gold too much. We went into the lows, but the market then started to pull back, and currently it's breaking this structure. But does that mean that we're going up? Well, it potentially can mean, yes, that we're going up, because we have this huge move into the lows that has to be filled. So the market will potentially trade around these areas right here, around these areas. The market will reach them. Like 1930 will be reached 100%, but when? This is the question. Are we first gonna manipulate below, then break, retest, and reverse? We don't know. So let's just wait for it, guys. Let's wait for it. Potentially, if the market creates some sort of a pullback around these areas, some sort of rejections, we can definitely be taking longs. All right? Definitely, but I'm gonna give it some time, Monday, Tuesday, to have a look if this one is gonna potentially push into the lows, or if it's just gonna start creating bullish price action and then start striking it to the upside. Right, so Monday is key. Let's wait for it, and then potentially wait for my update to have a look what is the potential outcome of gold. And wrapping up the video with some indices, US30 actually recovered into the highs right here before the crash after creating this little nasty manipulation below this area. And then we had 2 weeks of very bullish price action, as you can see, the fake, and then we have a strong move into the highs. So from a 4-hourly perspective, the market opened right here with a strong move into the highs. Then it pulled back right here. I was expecting a higher low, which actually reacted from here. And then we came all the way back down to retest that low. And then right now we are actually providing some sort of bullishness. So, and I see a little area right here that is probably seen on the hourly time frame. And if I jump right here, you can see this area, the market creating a double bottom break, almost a retest. If I just take to perfection the wick, yeah, almost right here, but the EMA was supported and then we moved into the high. So I'm having a bullish outlook on US30. It's looking good so far. We don't know if we're gonna have another crash. I've been reading and there are a lot of speculation going on right now, but price action is showing us that we are going up. So potentially any retest or any pullback for a higher low can help us to get into the highs. Are we gonna break this high? So if I just zoom out a little bit, yes, we actually broke and closed above the high, and there was a lot of liquidity resting above. So we had the huge reaction, but right now all we have to see is if this market is gonna continue to trade to the highs. Unlike US30, NASDAQ, which contains more stocks, dropped lower, broke below the structure, came back for a retest, so shorts could have been taken right here, but you can see that the market is overall consolidating. All right, so I'm pretty eager to see what this market wants to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mark my major structures. Here they are. We have the high and we have the low. Any break and any retest will be a trading opportunity, so let's just wait for it. Here's your first one and here's your second one. But yeah, I'm not expecting too much. I'm just following them for my stock investments as well. I missed buying some when the market flushed into the lows right here. Right now we're consolidating. So if I have another move to the downside, I'm definitely gonna go with some buys because it looks pretty good. Everything is pointing to the upside right now, and maybe we're gonna start growing in terms of the stock markets. All right, so but in terms of price action, looking for some sort of a break in retest right here and signs that the market wants to push up or down. Alright guys, so this is for this weekly outlook. I really hope you appreciate it and you found something valuable. If you did, make sure to like the video, hit a comment below to tell me, to let me know your thoughts. And I really hope we're gonna have a successful trading week ahead. Make sure to stay in tune for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram. You can find the link in the description down below. And I wish you a crushing week. Have a great remaining of your weekend and talk to you soon.